Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to do a little bit of revision on long division or simply as division. So let's start. Our learning objective for today is we are going to divide 2 or 3 digit numbers by 1 digit number using long division. Our steps to success for today is step 1 is check if the first number inside is bigger or smaller than the dividend. I will show you what a dividend is later on. Step 2 is if smaller, take two numbers. If bigger, then start dividing. Then our last step for today is we are going to use what I like to call Sinopal method. I will show you or I will sing this to you later on. So far, it has been one of the effective methods my students have been using on doing long division. So by the end of this lesson, there is a high possibility that this song will stuck in your head. So let's begin. Example 1, what is 72 divided by 6? So we're going to use long division for this one. Long division simply means we're going to use this division symbol. Then we're going to write down 72 inside and 6 outside. Now, step 1. Check if the first number inside is bigger or smaller than the dividend. So what is a dividend? A dividend is the number outside. This one right here, number 6. So number 6 is a dividend. That is what dividend is. So I'm just going to erase that over here. So step 1, we need to check if the first number inside. So what does this mean? First number inside. This means the first number inside is this number right here, which is number 7. We're going to check if 7 is bigger or smaller than the dividend, which is 6. So, is 7 bigger or smaller than 6? 7 is bigger than 6. So, let's see what step 2 says. Step 2, it says here, if smaller, take two numbers. But is it smaller? 7 is bigger. So, what happens if it's bigger? If bigger, we're going to start dividing. So, we're going to do that. We're gonna start dividing. So we're gonna use this Sinopal method. Now I extract the Sinopal method from the song that went viral I think 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with Sinopal. So the song goes like this. So the first one is we are going to divide, that is bahagi. So bahagi means divide. So we are going to divide 7 divided by 6. So what is 7 divided by 6? Before that, I think it helps if you write down timetable 6 on the side. So 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 6 and is 30. I think that will do. Okay, so first we are going to divide this one, bahagi. So 7 divided by 6. So that's bahagi, bahagi, bahagi nombor ani. So what is 7 divided by 6? Can you see any 7 right here? Now, 7 is hidden somewhere over here. Okay, because after 6 it's 7, but you can't see it. You cannot see it in timetable 6 because it's hidden. So what you do is you write down 7 in between 6 and 12. You circle the number and you drag it and you take 1. So you're going to put number 1 on top. So that is step one of the song, which is bahagi. Then step 2 is dikali. Dikali here means you times. So after you bahagi, then you dikali, dikali nombor ani. So it's 1 times 1 times 6. So what is 1 times 6? 1 times 6 is 6. So that is step 2, dikali. Now moving on to number 3, ditolak. So ditolak is minus. So ditolak means ditolak, ditolak, ditolak nombor ani. So 7 minus 6. What is 7 minus 6? It's 1. So we've done step 3, which is ditolak. Then the last step is ke bawah. So ke bawah, you just bring this number ke bawah. So that's ke bawah, ke bawah, ke bawah. So it's 12. So now the number becomes 12. Then, do you realize that the song stops here? It stops here because you need to repeat the song again from number 1. So, let's start. You need to bahagi. So we've done all the steps. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Then going up, bahagi, bahagi, bahagi nombor ani. So that's 12 divided by 6. Can you see any 12 right here? Of course, it's right here, 12. So what is 12 divided by 6? 12 divided by 6 is 2. So the answer is 2. You can write down 2 on top. Then, so step 1 is done. Then step 2, dikali. Dikali here means time. So, dikali, dikali, dikali nombor ani. So it's 2 times 6. So what is 2 times 6? That gives us 12. Now you're going to write down 12 over here. So step 2 is done. Moving on to step 3, ditolak. So what do you tolak? What do you minus? The numbers down here. So ditolak, ditolak, ditolak nombor ani. So 12 minus 12, that gives us 0. Now, what is step 4? Ke bawah. Let's see, do you have any more numbers that you can bring down? No, so you're done. So the answer is 12, up here. Example 2, a much bigger number. What is 231 divided by 7? So as usual, you write down the long division symbol and we're going to put the bigger number inside. So that's 231 divided by 7. Now, before you do anything, it helps if you have your timetable chart next to you, or you can just write down as practice purposes, you can always write down timetable 7 on the side. So let's start. 1 times 7 gives us 7. 2 times 7 gives us 14. 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 7 is 28. 5 times 7 is 35. So I guess it's pretty good. Then we're going to start with the first step right here. It says check if the first number inside is bigger or smaller than the dividend. Dividend here is 7. So what is the first number inside? The first number inside is number 2. Now, is it bigger or smaller than 7? So 2 is smaller than 7. So what does it say here if it's smaller? If smaller, take 2 numbers. So what does it mean here by taking 2 numbers? It simply means, just gonna erase that here, replace it with 2. it means that you're going to take this 2 number as 23 because 23 is bigger than 7, and then if it's bigger, you can start dividing. So we can start with our Sinopal method. The first one is bahagi. Bahagi here means you divide. So what is 23 divided by 7? So bahagi, bahagi, bahagi nombor ani. So 23. Can you see any 23 here in timetable 7? No, you can't see it, but where is it hidden? So 23 is hidden right here in between 21 and 28. We're going to circle the number right here, and we're going to drag it and circle 3. So that's what we're going to put up here, 3. So we're done with the first one, which is bahagi. Next is dikali. Dikali here means multiply. So dikali, dikali, dikali nombor ani. So we're gonna multiply these two numbers. 3 times 7. What is 3 times 7? 3 times 7 right here is 21. So you can write down 21 here. So that's step 2. Step 3 is ditolak, which is minus. So ditolak, ditolak, ditolak nombor ani. So 23 minus 21. So what is 3 minus 1? 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, which you do not need to write down over here because it might confuse you. So if it's 0, so just let it be. And then, so that's step 3. So what is step 4? Step 4 is ke bawah. So are there any more numbers that you can bring down? Yes, there is, which is number 1. So you can bring this down. It becomes 21. Now that's the end of this step. Then as usual, you need to repeat from the start because there are still numbers right here. So bahagi, bahagi, bahagi nombor ani. So 21. What is 21? Divide by 7. Can you see any 21 here? Yes, it's right here. So 21 divided by 7 is 3. So we're going to write down 3 on top here. Then moving on to number 2, dikali. So dikali, dikali, dikali nombor ani. So 3 times 7. What is 3 times 7? It's 21. You can write this down here. And then what is the last step? It's the third step is ditolak. Then you're going to minus these two numbers. So ditolak, ditolak, ditolak nombor ani. So you can minus. What is 21 minus 21? 0. So there you go. You can stop right there because there are no more numbers for you to bring down. And the remainder is 0. So the answer is 33. Our last example for today, 160 divided by 5. As usual, write down your long division and put in the bigger number inside, and the dividend is 5. It helps if you have your timetable 5 chart on the side. So that's 2 times 5 gives us 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. I think that should do it. So the first step is check if the first number inside is bigger or smaller than the dividend. So the first number inside is 1. So is 1 bigger or smaller than 5? If it's smaller, then you're going to take two numbers. If it's bigger, then you start dividing. So in this case, 1 is smaller than 5. So we're going to take two numbers, which is 16. Then we're going to start with our Sinopal method. First one is bahagi. So what do we bahagi? What do we divide? We are dividing 16 divided by 5. So that's bahagi, bahagi, bahagi nombor ani. So what is 16 divided by 5? Can you see any 16 here in timetables 5? No, you don't, but it's hidden in between these two numbers, which is 15 and 20. So you can write down 16 on the side, circle the number and drag it and choose 3, the number on top. That's what you're gonna put up here, which is 3. So that's the first step of Sinopal method. Step 2 is dikali, which is times. So dikali, dikali, dikali nombor ani. So you can just multiply it. What is 3 times 5? 3 times 5 gives us 15. Then you can write down 15 down here. So that's step 2. Step 3 is ditolak, which means minus. So you are going to ditolak, ditolak, ditolak nombor ani. So you minus 16 minus 15. So that's 6 minus 5 gives us 1, and 1 minus 1 gives us 0. You do not need to write down 0 down here because it might confuse you. So that's step 3. And step 4, it says ke bawah. Ke bawah means if there are any more numbers up here, you need to bring it down. So even though it's 0 up here, you still need to bring this down. So ke bawah, ke bawah, ke bawah. So you just write down 10. Then you are not done yet because you need to repeat from number 1, which is bahagi, because there are still number down here. We're gonna make sure for now that the remainder is 0. Until there are no more numbers to be bring down here, you still need to do it. Okay, so the first one is bahagi. So bahagi, bahagi, bahagi nombor ani. So what is 10 divided by 5? Can you see any 10 right here? Yes, so 10 is, you can see 10 there. So you circle 10 and you take 2. So you write down 2 up here. Then step 2 is dikali. So dikali, dikali, dikali nombor ani. So what is 2 times 5? 2 times 5 is 10. 10. And then step 3 is ditolak. So ditolak, ditolak, ditolak nombor ani. So 10 minus 10 is 0. Then the last step is ke bawah. Can you see any more numbers to be put down here? No, so you stop and the answer is 32. Now it's time for you to try by yourself. Take a piece of paper and follow the step to success for today. 244 divided by 4. It helps if you have your timetable 4 on the side. And it also helps if you do it slowly and one by one. So I'm just giving you a head start right here and a head start right here. You're going to put 244 inside and 4 as the dividend. You can try step by step and you can try the Sinopal method. I have included today's exercise in your home learning pack. It's labeled as Wednesday, 19th of January, 2022. It's on long division. You can either do it in pen or pencil, but please, as usual, show your working. And if you have any questions or any problems, you can always contact me privately on WhatsApp. That's it for today, and good luck, everyone. Bye.